The Battle of Saratoga was a turning point in the Revolutionary War. General John Burgoyne lost 86% of his army that had triumphantly marched into New York from Canada in the early summer of 1777.
Burgoyne's plan was to invade America from Canada by advancing down the Hudson Valley to Albany. He was to be joined by other British troops under the command of Sir William Howe. Howe was supposed to bring his troops north from New Jersey and New York City.
Burgoyne believed that this strategy would isolate New England from the other colonies. The British would gain control of the Hudson River, and this would demoralize Americans and their allies.
Ultimately, Burgoyne's strategy failed. Although he did not win the initial battle earlier in the summer of 1777, by late September and early October, General Gates's American army positioned itself between Burgoyne's army and the town of Albany.
Burgoyne took the offensive and the troops marched south to the town of Saratoga, but Burgoyne's army was broken and tired from earlier fighting and they never did get any reinforcements from Howe. So outnumbered and badly beaten, he had no choice but to surrender.
This was one of the biggest American victories and a turning point for the colonies in the Revolutionary War. The success of the Patriots at Saratoga gave France the confidence to enter the war as an American ally. America owed France a great deal because much of its future success came as a result of financial and military assistance from its new ally.
General Burgoyne, thank you for talking to me today.
It's a real honor.
I understand how this might be a challenging time for you because of all the recent events in the Battle of Saratoga. What happened?
Well, unfortunately, my troops lost the Battle of Saratoga, and I was forced to surrender. I had an early victory and felt confident that we would prevail, but clearly we did not. It was a great defeat and personal humiliation.
What was your battle strategy?
My strategy was to divide and conquer. My strategy was to invade America from Canada by advancing down the Hudson Valley to Albany. General Howe was going to bring up his troops from New Jersey and New York, where we would have then been able to isolate New England from the other colonies and enjoy a huge victory for the British.
It was a brilliant strategy. What went wrong in this strategy?
It was a good and solid strategy, but General Howe did not do what he was supposed to do. Instead of joining up with me, General Howe headed south and decided to attack the capital of Philadelphia. This left me without additional troops, and also my supply line started to dwindle the farther I got from Canada.
Okay. What was the size of your army, and how many men lost their lives in this bloody battle?
Well, we started with about 7,500 British, Canadians, Hessians, and Indians. At the Battle of Freeman's Farm, we had around 567 casualties or injuries, and at the Battle of Bemis Heights, we were down to 6,800 troops and 395 casualties. General Gates had 13,000 soldiers.
Okay. What did you mean by your strategy? I have but to give stretch to the Indian forces under my direction, and they amount into the thousands.
Well, I meant from that statement that I wanted the colonists to know that the Native Americans are working for the British, and they are feebly outnumbered. But in the end, they were proven to be undependable allies.
Thank you for being here today. It was a great honor.
It was all my pleasure.
Hello, General Gates. It's an honor to be talking to you today. How does it feel to defeat General Burgoyne?
It's a great feeling, especially after suffering the initial defeat at the Battle of Freeman's Farm. The men fought hard, and I believe it will prove to be a turning point for us in the fight for freedom.
What was your strategy for overcoming Burgoyne's forces?
By the first week of October, we had positioned the American army between Burgoyne's army and Albany. We knew that we had sustained heavy losses at Freeman's Farm. We knew they were tired and took advantage. Strong defensive tactics and a surprise offensive by General Arnold led to their defeat.
Okay. How did the scalping of Jane McCrae help rally troops to your cause.
The murder of James McCrae by Burgoyne's Indians angered people and resulted in a large number of enlistments. It was a sad and horrible event that worked in our favor. At the Battle of Freeman's Farm, we had approximately 8,300 soldiers and 225 were killed or injured. At the First Battle of Saratoga, Demis Heights, we had 13,000 soldiers and experienced 175 casualties and injuries.
Would you describe the surrender of General Burgoyne?
I must say that General John Burgoyne lived up to his nickname of Gentleman Johnny. He was a gentleman, handed over a sword to me and said, "The fortunes of war we have made me your prisoner." I replied to him, "I shall always be ready to testify that it was through no fault of your excellency." General Burgoyne surrendered with dignity, and it was with an honor to accept his sword.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing your story with me today.
Pleasure is all mine.